Hello, and you can see from this blog post that WPMU Dev have released their Defender security plugin for free on WordPress.org. So we thought, as we're going to do a review of the full version, the pro version, let's start with a review of the free version. So here we have an empty site, and to that I'm just going to go add new. There it is. So go install. And activate it. And what's nice is it does some checks for you straight away. So we've got some file scanning and protect your login area for people with suspicious behavior. So we'll say OK to that, and we'll give it a moment to have a check. And it's looking at a few security issues for us while it's file scanning on the right hand side. So we've got 6 things which it thinks we should check, and we've got 2 things in WordPress core to have a look at in a minute. So let's start with the security tweaks. Now it says we should disable our pingbacks and trackbacks. If you don't know what they are, then you're not using them, so I just suggest you disable them. Disable the file editor. Well, that's this thing in appearance gives you allowed to edit files when you're in appearance. That's a pretty good idea to disable that as well. Hide error reporting. Now, if you're not developing, then that's a good idea to do as well, because it only gives information to people who are trying to break into your site. But you can't get that fixed from a file directly, so you'll need to go to your hosting provider, but we'll do a video on that later. Update your security keys. There are security keys, quite often called salt keys, that are in your WP config, and people tend to never change them. It's actually a good idea to change them now and again, because if hackers are doing login type attacks, then changing those will actually stop some people from being able to read things. I can't think of a way to explain it in simple words, so I'll just say regenerate those. The only downside of regenerating those means that my existing login is now invalid and I'm going to have to log in again. My username and password won't have changed, but the secret keys behind them has. So I'll go to I use RoboForm to remember my usernames and passwords for me, so I can make them as secure as I like and I don't have to worry about it. The prevent information disclosure is the something which you can do on the htaccess file. Now you probably can get access to that on your system, but because this is a development site, I don't actually want to change that one here. And also prevent PHP execution. You can put a code in there again, so we can stop files from being executed. So if somebody does upload some malicious code, you've got a chance of stopping them as well. That's quite good, but again, this is a development site, so I don't want to put that. So those are the security tweaks we can do. You can also see that the system is scanning the files, and we'll see what it's found there. Well, it's found 2 error log files which don't need to be there. It's just they are removed, which is correct, they should be. As is a development site, I'm not going to do that for now. We've got an audit trail for the logging, but we need to upgrade for that. IP logouts. So 5 logins failed in 300 seconds, you get blacklisted. And the crudest way of breaking into a site is to keep trying to log in. So that's quite a good way of doing things. So that's a good piece of code. So what have we got? We've got some very simple tasks here which people could probably do themselves if they knew what they were doing, but as they're not always going to be that technical, this is a nice way of getting us a little bit more secure straight away. And if you think that's good, then you might well want to watch my review of the Pro version, or even get the Pro version. WPMU Dev is a bit different to quite a few other developers, because you get access to dozens and dozens of plugins for a 1 monthly fee. So they're well worth looking as a different way of using things. Obviously you don't end up using all their plugins, but you might use a few of the different plugins on different sites. So I suppose the final question is this free version worth it? And I think the answer is yes. Although after you've done all these main things, you might feel you don't need the plugin anymore and you can take it off. But certainly you should install it and see what it has to say about your site. So the recommendation for me is yes, and I would have a look at the Pro version as well, which I'll be reviewing separately. So thank you for your time, thank you for watching.
For more info, visit wpbusinessclub.com.